Kentucky has a starting quarterback officially. Head coach Mark Stoops has named the winner of the heated quarterback battle here. Zach Calzada will start in week 1 for Kentucky football. He beat out Boley, who apparently made this more of a competition late than was initially expected when Zach Calzada transferred to Kentucky. But both players are still players this program believes in. Both players are players Mark Stoops would feel comfortable playing if you listen to Mark Stoops. And this was what Mark Stoops had to say at his press conference after the depth chart had officially come out and Calzada was named the winner. This is what Stoops said on both quarterbacks.
Yeah, the big thing is it wasn't what Zach wasn't doing. I think it was Cutter really playing well, in particular down the stretch of camp. I'd say the last 10 days, and uh, he just seemed so much more comfortable, so much more confident, and playing at a higher level. And I think they were both playing good, and that we need that. As you know, it's a very difficult schedule we have in front of us, and we need all hands on deck. And so I'm quite confident in both of those guys.
Confident in both his guys certainly seems to imply that you may end up seeing both at times for Kentucky, but ultimately Calzada was named the winner of this competition. For what it's worth, I do want to add the question that was posed to Mark Stoops there was not just essentially, hey, can you comment on the quarterback? It was more, a week ago you made it very clear that this was not done, that this was still a battle and there was nothing decided yet. Can you speak to what sort of led to the outcome? Will say Mark Stoops' sort of unveiling of this, his first public commentary after Calzada gets named the quarterback, was basically Cutter Boley praise. There wasn't a lot of outward Zach Calzada praise there. It was more, yeah, it wasn't what Calzada wasn't doing. It just Boley made this interesting. So I don't know. I would probably want to hear some praise of Calzada if I was a Kentucky fan at this point, but seems like there's enough belief in him behind the scenes that optimism is very high for Kentucky's starting quarterback. What do you make of this situation, this battle, and the outcome of Zach Calzada being named the winner?
So, going from where you were at a week ago to we don't know to all of a sudden it's Calzada. It's been interesting to me, and I haven't been a Calzada guy. Greg, can you tell me differently? Wasn't he was he good at Texas A&M?
Um, no.
Was he good at Auburn?
He had an okay year in 21.
Okay. Was he okay at Auburn?
He wasn't at Auburn, was he?
Yeah, he was. I
When did
think
he
he
play at
lost.
Auburn?
He might have lost out to Peyton Thorne.
I don't think he played a snap at Auburn. He was at Incarnate Word last year.
So he was at A&M, Auburn, and then he went to Incarnate Word last year at the FCS level, was really good, and now it's back up with Kentucky. But for the most part, he couldn't really cut it at the high
When
major level.
was he at Auburn? Like I see the Google results saying he was at Auburn, but like he straight up didn't play a snap there.
I think he was behind Peyton Thorne.
He was on Incarnate Word the last 2 years when Peyton Thorne was at Auburn.
Oh, he was the last 2 years?
Yeah, Incarnate.
Oh,
He's been Incarnate Word starting quarterback since 2023 and 2024. So the only thing, like profile wise, he could have been at Auburn in 22 and just missed a whole year. But I didn't know he was at. I never remember Calzada being at Auburn.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's what's the classic phrase is like when you say you have two quarterbacks, it means you have no quarterbacks. And I kind of feel that way. And the way this is coming across is like the first struggles that Calzada has, they might just go to they might just go to bully, which I think just creates a very interesting dynamic. I wouldn't start the guy that calls himself a game manager.
Is that what Calzada does?
Yeah, shout out to K. Sorry, I didn't even know this. After Kentucky's first scrimmage of camp, Calzada told reporters he's embracing the role of game manager.
Okay. Yeah, not exactly what I would want to hear for sure. Um, Listen, I think Calzada's the guy you should have been rooting for to win the competition if you're a Kentucky fan. Just maybe this is unfair, but point blank, I thought Cutter Boley looked really bad last year in limited appearances. He only played in 4 games, but he threw 4 picks. You can't be the guy that like is getting spot minutes, get a chance, and come in and just keep flipping the ball to the other team. It's not good enough, right? So I feel like there hasn't been much positive momentum at all with Boley. Feel like I remember doing a video when he committed, just like an in-state kid. There was a lot of excitement for him, and I can totally understand that. But for me, it was hard to take it seriously with him based on what we saw last year that he could potentially go out and win this competition. The reality is you brought in a guy in Calzada who, even if he's going to refer to himself as a game manager, even if you don't want to necessarily let him air it out a bazillion times here, this guy has played so much football. I mean, he played a bunch of snaps, threw the ball a bunch at A&M, what seems like a decade ago now. But dog, his first appearances at A&M came 2 years before he was the starter in 2021. He's played college football since 2019. COVID hadn't even happened yet. He has 3 years of serious passing reps here. He threw the ball 524 times last year. Incarnate Word finally said, let's let this man loose. And he had an impeccable year. 35 touchdowns to 9 interceptions is as prolific as it gets. So, look, the SEC is different. We know that. It's not the same level. You're not going to replicate a 35 touchdown year in the SEC. But at minimum, this is a guy you can trust to go out there and use his arm to try and win you football games. You were never going to be able to do that with Cutter Boley this year. So I think in terms of just building optimism, excitement for the Kentucky football season, this is the outcome you wanted. Just doing my body language PhD reading of this entire situation, I wish it was coming with a little more definition and a little more, yeah, it wasn't all that close, right? I want to hear that Zach Calzada was clearly the best option. I don't want to hear, well, yeah, Cutter Boley made it real difficult for us. That doesn't inspire me if I'm a Kentucky.
Maybe they're just trying to keep Cutter around.
Gas him up a little bit.
Yeah, gas him up a little bit.
I mean, one thing I would say, I'm not all that concerned with keeping Cutter Boley around, especially because have you seen the guy that's coming in, the in-state kid they got next year?
Yeah, yeah, he's nice.
Ponatoski, yeah.
Is that the baseball kid too?
I can't remember if that's the baseball kid or not. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's like a two-sport athlete kid, right?
Yeah, I think it might be him.
I know Ponatoski's put up some stupid numbers early in the high school season right now. So
Yeah, so like so like let's come out there and be like, I mean, yeah, Zach was whooping Carter's ass all camp. That shit wasn't even close. Like, bring back the truth.
you don't even need to say that, right? But just I'm just watching the press conference. It's like Calzada's been named the starter. What is the first thing the head coach says? And it's just like, Cutter Boley was really good. Like, I would want to be like, yeah, ultimately Calzada's a killer, and we had to go that way, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Calzada.
We'll see. What are your expectations for Kentucky this year? Do you have a win number? Have you looked at the schedule at all?
No, they're gonna stink.
You're just not buying a Zach Calzada-led Kentucky team?
Toledo with the points will be on the newsletter.
I'm already on my newsletter writing, and I have Kentucky minus the points in week 1.
Toledo.
I hate going head-to-head with you.
I might give you Toledo outright.
Maybe after it ends, like if Kentucky covers and I win the bet, we can do a press conference being like, yeah, it wasn't anything we did. It was more, Carter really made that one close.
Yeah.